But we grown. If he wanted to go into my room with no shirt on, like
you could, but it was still weird. It was just weird. Did you feel like I was trying to make you look bad?
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Can we ask this question, real question today on this particular show? Girl, what were you doing at 1:15 a.m.? Girl, what were you doing at 1:50 a.m.? Girl, what were you doing leaving a room at 5 a.m.? 4 in the morning.
I feel like the picture that's being painted is almost like that's Camelot, and then I get to look like the side hoe.
Girl, you was out late, Wynter, in Ed and Jay's room. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Wynter and promoting these second vibes. I don't want to be rude. I want to be real. But let's talk about it. Girl, you were entering somebody's room at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning. You understand? You were exiting the room. And before I go any further, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, well, you know the motto, baby. You got the minerals, you got the minerals. Like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell button for notifications, baby. Are you Madeline? Let's get into it. So obviously watching the show, obviously we saw some hidden clips that we never got to see before, right? And one of the things obviously is that Joy, first of all, didn't know the connection between Wynter and Jay was very, very strong. Now here's the thing, and this is why I'm going to do a video on Jay being the smoothest escape artist, because as much as people may think, oh, Jay just played the game, no, he played them. He played them. But here's the thing, Joy never knew the connection between Jay and Wynter was so strong.
Type of connection that they had.
You know, I was honestly shocked when you would tell me. You just like, yeah, Wynter's dope, Wynter's this, whatever. But when I saw it, I was like, oh.
And this is why I say that Joy and Wynter's actual sister-wife love wasn't as real as it was, because none of them was speaking and telling them how real it got. No, they didn't. Also, I really felt like Joy didn't consider Wynter to be competition, because Jay also made it clear that she was number one. So as far as Joy was, Wynter isn't competition because she's never number one. Now there's some exciting moments for Joy to view, where she saw Jay say that to Wynter, look, if it had to between you and Joy, who would be my number one, it would be Joy, right? But something obviously about Wynter wanted to stay even at that point. And I'm like, sis, at that point, you gotta leave it, but she didn't. And then she made an excuse as to why she didn't, actually leave at that point. And the reason why she leave at that point is because she felt like he was pursuing her. And, and each time when she said obviously she wanted to leave it, he would pursue her. Do you know what that is? That is the side chick vibe. And I'm not cussing Wynter. I want her to see this review, and I want her to know this is love. And I want her to know that when you promote that behavior, it ends you up in the side chick zone. You see, while you were saying my dirty little secret to Simone, what you didn't clock was that Simone ducked out once she realized she's not her main priority. You see, Jay cleverly kept the connection between himself and Simone quiet. You understand? And he knew he could play Joy and Wynter. He knew he could play those two because Wynter was willing to lower herself. And so Joy always kept her standard high. So he was always going to put Joy at number one, because if he didn't, Joy would have left. Do you understand? He could sense the energy that if he said Joy was not number one, Joy would leave his estate. But he could tell you're not number one, and play you to a certain point and know that you still be there. Because why? You gave off that energy, okay? They were talking, I'm not sure what part it was. And Jay, they were playing a clip, and then Jay was like this, and then he went like this. And here's why he did that. He did this because he realized in that video, it exposed him to what he wasn't saying to Joy.
I felt that my behavior was very immature.
Your feelings are valid. And I say, to solve this whole thing, let's just go on a date. You are important. And yes.
right? So Joy's now seeing truthfully what he's been saying behind the doors. So whilst you guys are saying, oh, he's you know, he's only playing the game. No, he's playing people, and you have to get that understanding. He's playing people. I know I'm a man, and I know the game. Women are trying to tell me he's honest, and I'm like, I'm looking at you like, bro, do you know, man? I'm like, do you know men? If you know men and you know what I'm talking about, listen, I'm telling you game so that you don't get played like this, because otherwise you end up like Wynter.
Why haven't we kissed?
It showed obviously where Wynter asked Jay for a kiss. Number one, why is Wynter asking Jay for a kiss? And I said in another video that when you do that, you are showing that you're trying to lead the proceedings, and when you do that, you end up in the masculine role, and when you do that, you actually cause yourself more harm. And the reason why you cause yourself more harm is because you weren't in control of the proceedings anyway. When it comes to you and Jay, you're not the alpha female. You're not an alpha female type. You understand? She's much more softer in nature than that. Her emotions are, her emotions, the way she conducts herself, she's much more soft natured than that. She's not the alpha female. Therefore, when you try to say, "Why haven't you given me a kiss?" It's not. And Jay is not a small boy. And what I mean by that is that he's not the type that's going to get manipulated by the woman to be in a secondary position to the woman in the relationship. He was always leading. So when you asked him for the kiss, I was looking at it as, oh, look, this girl here is trying to push the narrative. Remember she said about fight for me. This whole fight narrative that she wanted to push earlier on. And then then I heard, and I love this explanation by our sister ShaNae, and I'll put it here. ShaNae, I need you to touch. I know you want to talk about Denise, but can you just touch on that quickly?
I sure can. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to be on tonight. What an amazing panel. My God, Miss Shalonda, me and my best friend always watch when you're on because we're like, girl, she about to spill like some real good stuff. So excited to see you on here tonight. So just real quick about Miss Wynter. So I read her, now that we've gotten to see the reunion, it's like, okay, that makes more sense now. Her asking, when you going to kiss me? To me was like her saying, well, we kiss when the cameras aren't on, like when I walk to your room at 1 a.m. and go back to my room at almost 4 a.m, we kiss then. So now I want to bring that to the camera because like you said, Kojo, we are concerned about image, and what you're not going to do is portray me to be like, we aren't having this connection that we're having. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix you. I'm going to wait till we're shooting a scene and I'm going to drop that little question. So when are you going to kiss me? And she probably really felt played because he kissed her on the cheek, knowing full well they had more than likely, like Neff had said earlier, done way more than that at 1 a.m. So I think that could have played into it as well. But again, kind of to Jess's point, when you don't really feel that way about yourself, when that confidence really isn't in your heart, then you settle for stuff like that. When your confidence is low and your self-esteem is low, you're scurrying between hotel rooms at 2 and 3 a.m. and thinking that that's okay. She know good and well there's cameras in that hallway. Who don't know that? She knew they were going to capture that. They could have used that. And again, if she's that concerned about her image, yeah, that was her play to try to say, let me try to take the reins of this and turn this in my favor some way. And you notice when Tommy asked her, how did you feel about that footage we played? She doubled down on it. She was like, watching it back now, I would say I wouldn't do anything differently. I was like,
Well, she explains the fact that when she was saying, why haven't you kissed me yet? She explained it as, no, this was happening in the background due to the fact we saw the clips where she was going to the room. So it's like, you've been kissing me in the background. So why wouldn't you kiss me in the foreground when the cameras are here? Because remember, Wynter was saying, oh, this is the only times that we could talk and the cameras weren't around. Really? Really? At that time? Really? Because I seem to recall when Jay went into your room, we didn't have cameras in your room. So it's not the only time you could talk. You can actually talk far more in your rooms and not have the cameras there. They don't have to have the cameras there, right? Because we didn't see anything when Jay went into your room and he was half naked, right? We didn't see anything. So, well, unless something was happening, that's why they didn't show anything. But, we didn't see anything beyond that. Right? So we didn't see much action in people's rooms. So that the excuse of going to someone's room late as the only way we could talk.
Emotions to you.
It looks crazy, but like that's the only time we could talk without cameras, and we got to really know each other, and that was actually cool to watch.
Without the cameras being there made no sense. And it was contradictory because later on, she was like, I'm glad the cameras caught that, you know? I'm glad the cameras caught that because obviously were you glad? Because you were saying that the reason why you were doing it is because the cameras can't catch you. So now you're glad it caught it. You're glad it caught what? The fact that Jay was playing, or you know. So I was looking at it, I was like, okay, cool. And even when the kiss video was being shown, you'll see that you know, Wynter does this, she does thumbs down, right? And this still affects her. Not that she necessarily cares about Jay. It still affects her because when she looks back on it, it's embarrassing, right? Because to see that obviously you got played, to see that you weren't, that you acted in a way that gave someone else power over you. You know, when sometimes you feel like you should know better, and then you don't do better. When you look back in it, sometimes you can be like, raw, like, really?
Kind of looking at a situation that I really don't know if I would have done the same way. Just looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if I'd have stayed around that long, you know.
That door is closed.
Was that me? Was that really what I did? Like, and that's how I saw Wynter's behavior as she was watching the videotapes back.
All right. He gives me a kiss on the cheek. What am I, 12?
It's funny because then when they show the clip where she gets kissed on the cheek, you'll see Joy get all snug and happy. I'm telling you, this is not the sisterly love thing that they keep showing you. When that clip gets played, after it plays, Joy is excited, like, all snug and everything, which is why I think later on, why Wynter gets her back with, we had a great time, right? Because she's clocking that Joy, like I said, they're putting on this facade that we tight like that, but really behind the scenes or underneath the waters, there is a turmoil going on, right? And so then they proceed on to ask Jay, who would you choose? And I don't want to go too deep in this because I want to talk about Jay specifically later on. But Jay obviously then says, obviously, look, he would in the video he said he would have chose Joy. And again, you see Joy laugh and be excited and happy the fact that she was chosen, right?
If you had to go home tonight with one, who would it be?
Top of my head, it would be Joy.
Right? Whole body language, everything. And then Wynter's face was pissed. So if you are sisterly, lovely love, why are you pissed that Joy is the one? Surely you should be happy for her, right? That's because it doesn't exist. This sisterly, lovely thing doesn't exist, brother. It don't exist, brother. You understand? If I'm genuinely happy for you, as my broski getting a girl, I'm going to be happy for you. But the truth of the matter is you can't be truly happy because you're in competition with the person who's now being told that they were the ones that the person was feeling. Do you get me? And so for me, when I watched that, I was like, okay. The explanation by Jay in the show was what around the kiss. He said, obviously, Jay again goes, yeah, that was a kiss. And you can see how pissed Wynter is. Like, Wynter is not having it, blood.
He gives me a kiss on the cheek. What am I?
Like, it was like whatever they were doing in the background, she wanted it to come to the foreground. And when the scene where he kissed her on the cheek and Joy got happy, and she's looking pissed, and she's looking pissed because at the end of the day, fam, she looked like second best, right? And again, I want to explain this. Some people carry this energy of second best because they go after things that are not for them. Look, when you can see that the person is not as interested in you as you are in them, you're going to carry a secondary vibe. Look, it's nothing wrong with going after somebody, right? When you start going after them, yeah, they may not feel it, right? Back up. Go your way. The same thing with David and David and Alex situation. My girl said on the couch, yeah, we're friends, and I was like, bruh, she said you're friends. Walk away, bro. This is going to end very, very badly. Now, some guys do get it. Look, some guys come out of that zone. Some girls come out of that zone of friendship, right? Once a person said friends. But in most cases, it is going wrongly. You understand? If the person says to me, I'm a friend, that means they never considered me anything like that, right? Let me just focus on our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Let me not lose you as a friend. Do you feel me? So, yeah, I think that was a big deal. And so the reason why it became difficult for Wynter in being coming second as well is that when she was talking about Jay was her number one, and she was unable to detach herself from the experience because one, she was open to it with Jay, and two, Jay was applying superb pressure. And I really think, I don't want to think this, but I think, you know, as I've spoke to a few people who've watched the show and given their thoughts as well towards me, that there was some intrusion on their relationship. And what do I mean by that? Physical activity. I think there was some kissing and some touching and some all my days, 1,000 kisses from you, it's never enough, never too much, never too much, never too much. Like, I think there was a lot of that was going on too, right, in the situation, because the way that Wynter could not detach herself, issues. I mean, if you look at the way that the way that Simone was able to vacate, she wasn't as deep. So, and Joy doesn't count because Joy was number one. She was called number one. So for her, as long as she was called number one, what's the beef? Right? She was called number one. So in that respect, for her, it didn't really matter as such. But for Wynter and for Simone, they were the second choice or third choices, right? And Simone managed to exit herself from the process. Wynter couldn't. Oftentimes when people can't detach, it speaks about how they see the world and see how they see interactions. And sometimes you just want the love and you want the attention. But sometimes it could be an intrusion. You were getting physical. You know what I'm saying? That's why the late nights we saw in the video, I was like, wait, 5 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, girl, what are you doing? And it's funny because, and here's the thing, when you want madness to happen, yeah, you do stuff like this. When it's not innocent and you're doing madness, it happens like this. Someone goes into their room at 1:47 and you follow 3 minutes after.
I feel like the picture that's being painted is almost like that's Camelot, and then I get to look like the side hoe.
Girl, we know that trick, okay? We are not 18 anymore. We know that trick where you follow them a few minutes after, not to make it bait to everybody else. We know that trick. You understand? Right? But if you're being confident in just the fact that we're just going to go and have a chat and catch two jokes, why did you not go into the room why did you not go into the room straight away? Why did you wait 3 minutes to go in after? Y'all know exactly what that is. Okay, and so forgive us if we are thinking incorrectly, and forgive us if we're wrong. But it does look like there was some naughty physical sexual intrusion on their relationship, and that's what caused her to find it hard to remove herself. Two, she actually told Jay, or she actually said to us, well, that from the very beginning, Jay was her number one, and it's very hard to shift that mindset. We saw that in the whole show. You know, when they were there was a clip where they were talking and she was like, you know, the one. And Jay picked up on the fact that she said, the one.
The one that I want to nurture.
The one?
Mm-hmm. Or not one, but the one.
The one just, there was no plurality to that. There was just straight one.
And I'm telling you now, when Jay picked up on the fact that she said the one and she was like, well, there may be the one. He already knew he had her. And this is why I keep telling you guys, you lot don't know men. You think we're dumb and just brutes, okay? And we take advantage of the fact that we're stronger than you. No. Men are smart and they are calculating. When she said the one, and he said, oh, you mean there's the one? At that moment, he locked her down. He knew what position she can play. You guys go and watch my video where I said, do men know what they want? We're going to do a part 2 of that. Go and watch it and see what men are saying about this particular topic. Men know what they want, you know. When they meet you, they know what they want from you. Whether they want a relationship, whether they want sex, they know. But if you decide to stay, you are going to play a certain role. And so when Simone clocks that he's trying to put her in a certain position, when he's talking about, oh, Southern Belle and, you know, my skin getting hot, you know, and let's go on a date to sort this out. Bear in mind, that date thing was I think that was after the whole argument with the girls in the first place. So he didn't ditch her straight away. You see how he was playing the game? But then he's obviously come to a reunion and said, oh, you know, the way Simone is, I had to discount her. No, he did. No, don't get twisted. He discounted her from ever being in a relationship, but hasn't discounted her from the process. And the process is that sometimes guys reevaluate and go, okay, you can't be wifey, but what you can be is, you know, friends with benefits. You understand? So you have to really deep it and get an understanding of how men categorize women when they're dealing with them, okay? So Wynter gave off this energy and a scent to Jay that he can keep her in the side chick position and she won't flare up. Simone couldn't, he knew he could never put someone in side chick position. She will blow up the spot. Simone will blow up the spot, and to have the side chick know that you're not trying to have your side chick interrupt your main chick. You understand? That was Joy. And so when Simone's involved, you know already your whole world will be blown up. No man wants that. So of course he's going to regulate. So of course he's not going to pursue that and hold on to that. But when it was Wynter, she's got the energy that tells you, I won't blow up the spot. I won't blow up the spot. And for him, that's perfect. Y'all are not clocking it. That is perfect. Okay, when she said obviously she could have left, but she decided to stay. That's quintessentially what we're talking about. You could have left and you didn't.
Tried to disconnect from Jay, even saying flat out like, "Hey, why don't you just cultivate what you've already started with Joy?"
I'm tired of cards being sitting on the table.
That's why you're in a side chick position. That's why you're in the second base position. In my first video, I put a review about Wynter being annoyed about the fact that Simone, quote unquote, gossiped, right? About the fact that a half-naked man went into her room. I want you to watch this scene here. The scene where obviously they show her leaving his room like at 2 hours later, or a couple of hours later in the morning, etc., right? And then
We had a great time, didn't we?
Right.
It looked like some of y'all didn't get no sleep.
Right.
you will see that Joy's face is pissed. Why? Because she never got told this information. So while you lot are saying Jay was just dating, no, he playing. He playing, y'all. He playing. All right. Yes, it's one of those things where it's like, she got excited and tried to boast about her behavior. And I think once she boasted Wynter about her behavior because it was embarrassing, because you're meant to be a minister. And obviously you've got an image to uphold, and you've tried to been upholding this image for the whole of the show. And that's why I said that you can't be genuine about the fact that you felt that Joy was not being messy and throwing you in the bus. See it again, you'll see Joy is just when Anthony, first of all, Anthony was looking pissed, all right? But the fact that Wynter was saying, obviously, we had a good time, I'm saying, I'm a big girl, and I'm like, sis, you're a big girl, like you're boasting at this moment. I'm looking at you like, why are you boasting? No, for real, why are you boasting? Like, you're second place here. But the thing is, you see Joy is pissed at this moment. Why is she pissed? She's pissed because she realized at that moment, like she said, there was a connection between Jay and Wynter, which is what was not confirmed to her. You understand? So she didn't realize that. And also, it must have hurt her even more because she really didn't consider Wynter to be competition. That's why they can be sisterly love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they don't have respect for each other, but it was almost like too much. Like, it's almost too friendly when y'all going after the same kind of guy.
Damn right. We had a great time, didn't we?
Right.
It looked like
She reacted the way she did, because she was hurt. And again, watch the way that she wants to try and be shown that she's cared for. And I think this is what I want to conclude with, in a sense. It is the need for her to try and be looking like she was cared for in relation to the fact that Joy was Jay's number one. So like when they say about, when Jay's asked about why he left and everything like that, right? She goes on and says, obviously, I thought you said it was a hard choice. And the reason why she's saying that is, one, she's hurt, but two, also as well, again, it's to prove I wasn't second best. But by you trying to prove you weren't second best, you are second best because he didn't choose you. And he told you several times, I would choose Joy. Now, if he tells you that, okay, and you see that, and you felt that, because even you said yourself at the pool, you feel like Joy is number one, right? Then there's a big problem. You understand? There's a big problem. If you could see it at that point, but you refuse to take action, that is why you end up side chick. You see, people end up side chick because they can see that they're not number one, but then they will continue because they, in the hope and the vein that they can change the situation, or they'll get what they need to get out of the situation and thus. And even then, side chicks usually don't just want to get what they want to get. Do you know what I mean? Like, usually they get emotionally invested. You know what I mean? And that's what, unfortunately, Wynter's coming to. I'm not saying Wynter's actually a side chick, but I'm saying in this particular scenario, that's the way it's looked like, which is why she makes a complaint saying, I don't want to be this little so-and-so, such and such, right? Ends up making pretty much the same comment that Simone made that you were mocking her for, right? And so instead of leaving, you don't. And when men see that, they see that you don't want to leave, and you're thinking you can change something about them, they're going to use that against you. You know what I mean? They're going to use that against you. And so in the long term, she's going to regret. She regrets staying. She regrets, as she says, she regrets staying. She regrets it going on that long when she looks back on it. Why? Because she got held in a stick-up, in a relationship stick-up. She got held in a situationship that she didn't need to be in. Sis, it's 4 a.m. You don't need to be there, sis. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it there and say to you guys, man, make sure you stay locked, stay loaded. Let us know your thoughts as well in the comment section, and just let us know what you think of that situation. I mean, do you agree the Wynter show off a little bit of secondhand vibes? Like, let us know what you think as well in the section below. I appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded.